Hey Scott, hey everyone else, welcome back to Full Running Shoes. So this week I've been monitoring an injury actually. It's been an interesting week. I've been trying to judge how I should do my training because it is a really pivotal point of my training as I'm leading up to the half marathon in about a month or so. I didn't want to skip the week or anything. I just wanted to take it easy and try and recover in a way that'll be helpful, that's still going to be improving my cardio for the half marathon. But I think when I realized I had some sort of injury, it was my 20K run on the very last day of the previous week. On a Sunday night, I did a 20K run, which was one of the best runs I have done in a long time. So I started at 5 minutes 30 per kilometer and then slowly increased every 5 kilometers by about 15 seconds per kilometer. So by the end, I was running sort of race pace, like 4:45 to 4:40 minutes per kilometer. And so, yeah, it was really, really great. I was pushing really hard towards the end, but in the last 5Ks, my left knee just had pain all of a sudden in one step, and then it just continued for the last 5Ks. But because it was such a good run, I was like, oh man, I just really want to push through and get a good time. And it wasn't terrible. I could keep running with it. And so I did push, and then I got home and my leg was like seized, almost couldn't bend it. Like, yeah, I've never experienced something like that. Like, it's not pain necessarily, it's just, yeah, locked into position almost. So I got thinking about that, and I actually realized I had similar pain probably a few weeks ago, that I thought might be related, but I'm not too sure. Because yeah, it just reminded me a lot of some of the symptoms of it, especially the next day in recovery. On Monday, I didn't run at all, but I went up lots of stairs and stuff. And as I was going downstairs, particularly, my knees were just really hurting. I was trying to figure out what it could be. And as I mentioned a couple weeks before that, I did notice something similar to that, but nowhere near as severe. So I was looking up what it could be, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not sure, and Google is obviously just gives you a guide of what it could be. But it sounds pretty similar to iliotibial band syndrome. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's my guess at what I have. And so basically, on your knees, generally you can get runner's knee, which is sort of like the kneecap, and yeah, around the kneecap area you get pain right on the top of your knee or the front of the knee, whatever it is. But I don't have pain there at all. It's actually right on the edge, like the very far edge, of both knees actually, but particularly on my left knee. And so yeah, the band in iliotibial band syndrome is basically, I guess, a tendon or something that runs next to your knee. And because in long distance running, there's a lot of movement, like repetitive movement along that edge, it just becomes, produce a lot of friction, and starts to produce, it could produce pain if it, who knows really why it happens. But I think I am probably more in a risk category because I have bowed legs. So my legs sort of go, rather than being straight, they go like this sort of thing at the knees. So that probably makes me more likely to get injured in this way. That's what I think it is. And I looked up some of the treatment and stuff for it. I don't think it's bad. I'll just have to keep monitoring it. And I guess what I decided to do, as far as to keep running this week but not get injured, hopefully, or injured more, would be to keep running, but to only do sort of mid-distance runs, no long runs for this week, because most people say it's particularly those long runs that start producing the pain. So I noticed at the 15K mark, that was when the pain started. So I decided I'm not going to do more than a 15K run throughout this week. Also, a good thing about it is that apparently it is not going to produce long-term damage. It's not going to become worse or anything like that. It's just going to be annoying and painful, and You literally can just run through the pain though, because it's just pain apparently. So that's encouraging, but yeah, I don't want to really be running with pain if I don't have to. So yeah, I just took Monday off, and then I pretty much ran every day this week, but just less, and no long run towards the end of the week. But my runs, like Thursday, Friday, were pretty dismal. I just had a lot of pain in my knees, so I would start a run that was supposed to be like 7 or 9 Ks, and then realized in the first 2 Ks that it sort of hadn't eased off yet. I noticed actually on my Wednesday run, I did do 9 Ks, but I noticed that within the first couple of kilometers of running, my knees, they were sore to start with, but then the pain disappeared about 3 Ks in. So I just pushed through it and just kept running. It was fine. But then the next 2 days, it was still a bit painful around 1 to 2 K mark. So I just, pretty much stopped or ran a bit for the rest. I managed to do 7 Ks on Friday, but it was just, walk running for a lot of it. So nothing impressive. And I was getting a bit worried about it. But then I went to park run just out of habit with the family sort of thing. I didn't even know if I would run. I just thought I would just show up and maybe play at the playground with the girls if I can't actually manage to run. But thankfully, when I got onto the course, I started running, and then I felt really fine, like no pain at all, surprisingly. So yeah, I just ran, and I did a really good time. I did like almost 20 minutes 30 with the pram, which is pretty decent. I feel like I'm pretty close to 20 minutes fitness, which is really encouraging. And then because of that, I decided, well, if I don't have any pain, may as well just do a good run on Sunday as well, and did a nice sort of like pyramid sort of run where I started off at 4-minute pace, but only running at that pace for like a minute at a time, and then doing that repeatedly, and then slowing down to about 4:15, and then slowing down to 4:30, 4:40, which is sort of my race pace, and then just pushing through, like pushing back up to the faster pace. So you start fast and then slow it down a bit, and then fast again. It's sort of the pyramid, but it is kind of like reverse, I guess. It's sort of more of a amphitheater or something. I don't know. But yeah, so it's been a good week. I did 43 Ks, which is pretty decent considering I didn't do a long run. And I had to take a few runs short. My knees are feeling okay going into next week. I'll take a few rest days though, and probably put a lot of my kilometers towards the end of next week. But hopefully I don't really struggle too much with it, but I'm kind of expecting that my next long run will maybe the symptoms will come back. Maybe I'll have sore knees at the end of my next long run, because apparently if you keep running with it, it's likely to keep recurring. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come back. But anyway, just thought I'd share a bit about where I'm at with my running and how I'm trying to prevent injury, but still trying to train at the same time. So just monitoring it at the moment. Thankfully it's looking up. But thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll catch you in my next one. And hope you guys are having a good week.